Let's cut straight to the chase. If you're treating modes as just different versions of a parent scale, you're missing the point entirely. Modes aren't merely theoretical constructs. They're the foundation of sound itself, deeply connected to the harmony beneath them. Mastering modes isn't just about playing notes. It's about learning the sound of the chords that generated each mode in the first place. Looking at them this way, it will allow you to enrich your sound palette and create music that resonates emotionally and harmonically with what's happening in the moment. Here's the real key to unlocking their potential. Each mode represents the unique sound of a chord. It's not enough to think of the Dorian mode as just the second mode of the major scale. This has more to do with the applications of scales and fingerings along your instrument. Dorian is the voice of the minor seventh chord. Its sound is what gives the minor seventh its flavor, the brightness of the major sixth, the openness of the perfect fourth. Every mode from Lydian to Locrian exists for the same reason, to express the unique essence of a chord. In other words, for each mode, there is a chord that materializes its unique sound. In reality, they are chords spelled horizontally. As George Russell stated in his Lydian chromatic concept, chord and mode are one unit. Both are different ways to look at the same thing, a sound. But here's the challenge. You can't just memorize these modes intellectually. You need to hear them, internalize them, understand how they sound against the chord they represent. This is where true mastery begins. Let's take Lydian as an example. It's not just a major scale with a raised fourth. No, Lydian is the sound of a major chord infused with that shimmering sharp 11. It's expansive, uplifting, and rich with possibility. When you improvise or compose using Lydian, you're not applying a scale. You're creating a mood that's defined by that sharp 11, by the brightness and freedom it introduces into the harmony. Now flip the coin and look at Phrygian. This mode isn't just minor with a flat 2. It's the sound of tension, mystery, and exoticism. That flat 2 against the minor chord root evokes a completely different world. If you want your compositions or solos to feel grounded in storytelling, you have to know how to evoke these distinct colors. So how do you learn modes deeply? Here's what works. 1. Isolate each mode. Play the mode over a drone or pedal tone, and let your ear get used to how it interacts with the root. You're not just practicing notes, you're practicing relationships. A very good exercise is to take the mode you are trying to absorb and play it as an arpeggio, and, of course, sing it. If you take the notes of the D Dorian scale, for example, and stack them in thirds, we will have D, F, A, C, E, G, B. Root, flat third, fifth, flat seventh, 9, 11th, and 13th. That is the true sound of the mode chord. Play and sing this. Stack thirds from root to 13th for every mode, and you will be on your way to internalizing their complete sound and atmosphere. 2. Match the mode to the chord. Play a static chord and improvise within the mode it represents. We will discuss mode to chord relationships in future videos. For now, pick the ones you know and do it. Start creating melodies and shapes that appeal to your ears. Let the sound of the chord inspire you. Do the same singing exercise you did over the drone, the stacked thirds exercise, but hearing the chord now. 3. Compose with purpose. Don't just use modes and solos. Write melodies and harmonic ideas that emphasize their defining characteristics. Write something haunting with Phrygian, or something uplifting with Lydian. This is where modes become more than tools. They become your voice. 4. Test them in motion. Modes are rarely static in jazz. They shift with the harmony. Practice hearing how modes flow from one to the next in progression. Try these 2 strategies. Play the same type of mode over different roots, D Dorian to F Dorian, for example, or play different modes over the same root, a Lydian to a Aeolian, for example. Make 2 or 4 bar progressions and practice them until these sounds sink in. The better you hear these movements, the more fluid your improvisation becomes. Here's the bottom line. Learning modes isn't about memorizing sets of fingerings. It's about hearing the language of harmony and understanding the emotional identity of each chord. It's about creating music that is emotionally compelling. Only within the major scale, you have 7 different worlds to dive in. If you add the melodic and harmonic minor scales, you have 14 more musical playgrounds to discover. So the next time you practice, don't just run scales. Dive into the sound. Feel the mode's connection to the chord. And when you compose or improvise, don't think, which scale should I play? Ask yourself, what do I want this music to feel like? The answer lies in the modes and your ability to make them sing.